Imagine looking at your bank account on payday. The number is huge. You are in the top 1,000% of earners. You drive a luxury car, you live in a gated community, and your kids go to elite private schools. By every societal metric, you have made it. You are rich. But underneath that glossy veneer of success lies a terrifying reality. You are completely, fundamentally fragile. If you stop working today, your entire life collapses within months. This is the great deception of the modern economy. We have been conditioned to confuse a high salary with real wealth. But the truth is, the system is actively designed to convert your intense labor into endless consumption, not into ownership. You are not building an empire. You are just a very highly paid cog in someone else's machine. Today, we are tearing down the illusion of the high-income earner and exposing why doctors, lawyers, and corporate executives often end up trapped in a gilded cage. Let us get one thing straight right now. Wealth is not about how much money hits your checking account every 2 weeks. Wealth is purely defined as optionality. It is the absolute freedom to stop trading your time for money whenever you choose, without your standard of living taking a hit. High earners do not have optionality. They are effectively renting their lavish lifestyles. They rent the luxury house with a massive mortgage. They rent the cars with steep monthly leases, and they rent their social status. The moment the labor stops, the rent comes due, and the eviction notice on their lifestyle is served. Owners, on the other hand, purchase their lifestyle outright. Their assets, their equity, their investments produce the value required to sustain them, requiring absolutely zero of their physical labor to keep the engine running. The economic playing field is tilted against labor. There are 3 invisible mechanisms working around the clock to ensure that your high salary never actually translates into generational wealth. The first, and most devastating mechanism, is progressive income taxation. The modern tax code severely punishes the act of working for a living. When you trade your time and expertise for a paycheck, you are subjected to the absolute highest tax brackets in existence. In high-tax jurisdictions, a successful professional can easily surrender over 50% of every marginal dollar they earn to the government. Half of your late nights, half of your stress, half of your sacrificed weekends go straight to the state before you see a dime. But look at how the system treats the wealthy. Capital gains, the money made from assets appreciating or businesses generating profit, are taxed at a fraction of that rate, often hovering around 20%. The game is mathematically rigged. You cannot out-earn a system that structurally penalizes your labor while rewarding the ownership of capital. Every time you get a raise, the system takes a progressively larger bite, creating an artificial ceiling on how much liquid capital you can actually retain to buy your way into the ownership class. Even if you manage to navigate the tax minefield, you are immediately hit by the second mechanism, lifestyle inflation, or more accurately, lifestyle scaffolding. This is not just about buying designer clothes or eating at expensive restaurants. It is a deeply structural problem. When you enter the ranks of the high-income elite, there is an unspoken expectation of how you must live to maintain your professional and social standing. You need to live in the right zip code, which means a multi-million-dollar mortgage. Your kids need to attend the right private schools, draining tens of thousands of dollars a year. You need the luxury SUV for the image, and the expensive vacations to recover from the crushing burnout of your demanding job. This creates a self-neutralizing cycle. Your income goes up, but the structural costs of maintaining the scaffolding of your life grow exponentially faster. You look exceptionally wealthy to the outside world, but your cash flow is severely restricted. You operate like a high-revenue, low-profit business. All that money flows in, and all of it flows right back out to service the infrastructure of your high-status existence, leaving nothing for real assets. The third mechanism keeping you fragile is the severe lack of productive assets. Historically, high-income laborers were somewhat protected by defined benefit pensions. You gave a company 30 years of your life, and they guaranteed your financial security until the day you died. That system is effectively dead. Today, the risk has been entirely shifted from the corporation to the individual. You are expected to navigate individual retirement accounts, shouldering all the market risk yourself. Because of the devastating combination of progressive taxation and lifestyle scaffolding, high earners often lack enough surplus capital to build a truly meaningful, independente sed base. They carry the immense risk of market downturns without the profound security of long-term cash-flowing ownership. They do not own the businesses they run, they do not own the real estate they occupy, and they do not own the infrastructure of their lives. They are highly paid managers of someone else's wealth, carrying all the overwhelming stress but capturing only a fraction of the equity. This leaves them entirely dependent on their next paycheck. So, how do you break out? How do you escape the high-income poor trap and transition into the ranks of true wealth? The hard truth is that simply working harder at your current job will not save you. You have to fundamentally change your relationship with money and labor. There are 3 viable paths out of this gilded cage. The first path is generating a massive, overwhelming income. We are not talking about $200,000 or $300,000 a year. We are talking about earning in the high 7 figures. You have to earn at such an astronomical level that you outpace both the punitive tax system and the costs of lifestyle scaffolding. But for the vast majority of people, this is statistically improbable. The second path requires a complete psychological rewiring, radical savings. This means earning a top-tier salary, but intentionally refusing to build the lifestyle scaffolding. It is making $500,000 a year, but living like you make $80,000. You live significantly below your means, completely ignoring the societal pressure to consume, and relentlessly bank your capital. Every spare dollar is deployed into acquiring ownership. You endure the discomfort of living out of sync with your peers today, so you can purchase your absolute freedom tomorrow. The third, and arguably the most powerful path, is to stop prioritizing salary and start prioritizing ownership. You have to be willing to trade your time, your labor, and even your current income for equity stakes. Instead of taking a safe executive job with a massive salary, you join a startup or build a business where you own a piece of the pie. You take the risk up front. Yes, you might earn far less cash today, but you are building an asset that can scale exponentially and benefit from the favorable tax treatment of capital gains. You transition from selling your time to building a self-sustaining machine. Real wealth is never found in a paycheck, no matter how many zeros are attached to it. Real wealth is the quiet confidence of knowing your assets are working for you, silently generating value while you sleep, completely independent of your daily labor. The choice between a high income and true wealth is a choice between looking rich and being free.